Hello, I'm Isaac Keith Martinez, and welcome to Isaac's Haunted Beard, Season 4. Hey, picture this. You're at the grocery store, you're in the checkout lane, and you spot in the distance a DVD rack. Every time I see a DVD rack, I can't help myself. I have to take a look at it. Especially if it's in a store that I'm not there to buy DVDs, like a grocery store, or sometimes in a convenience store at like a gas station. I love DVDs. I collect them, and I've been collecting them for many years, and usually I get them from more traditional routes, like ordering them online or at, bigger chain stores like Barnes & Noble. But when you're at a grocery store and you see these racks, you always know that they're very cheap. They're like $5 usually. And I always have this fantasy that I'm going to find some obscure title that the store doesn't realize that they're offering, or a movie that I genuinely really want that I'm going to get this really amazing price on. But that doesn't actually happen. Over the years, I've noticed this decline in quality of what kind of movies that they offered. Many years ago, when I first started noticing these racks in stores, they were real movies, like real Hollywood legit movies, and they were at $5 type prices. But then as time went on, I noticed that those kinds of movies started vanishing. Like, they don't offer those anymore, and they started offering these compilation disc sets, these film packs, and that's what we're going to focus today on, because I'm a sucker for those if I see a movie on those sets that I'm really attracted to. But before I go there, more recently, those particular quality movies, even those have kind of gone away, and it shifted to this new type of sets that offered movies I've never even heard of, and I'd look at these and go, who buys these? I think the answer is no one, because I don't even see those anymore. They're gone. So I guess like once in a while I'm in a gas station or someplace and I do see those racks, but for the most part I don't even see those anymore. So today I'm going to share with you my collection of film packs, and I'm going to tell you what's on them, and I'm going to tell you what attracted me to getting this particular one, and I'll give you a little bit of a tidbit about those particular titles. They do sell these film packs that are franchise-centric, and I have some of those too, like ones for Children of the Corn or Leprechaun or The Prophecy. I'm not going to talk about those. What those all have in common is that they're sequels for a particular franchise. What these are is a collection of horror films. Usually they're thematic. They're something like they're all vampire movies, or they're all zombie movies, or sometimes they're just random, and what they have in common is that they're all from the same distributor. So let's go through them, and I'll tell you what I have here. So the first one I want to show you is called, it says 4 Film Favorites, Draculas. Okay, so literally Draculas, not vampires, because I know that some people make the mistake of calling vampires Draculas, and I love that. I love when people make that mistake. But no, these are actually Draculas, but it's not Bela Lugosi. It's not the Universal Monsters Dracula. It's from the Hammer school of Draculas. So these movies are Horror of Dracula, Dracula Has Risen from the Grave, Taste the Blood of Dracula. How are you going to taste the blood of Dracula? Dracula's supposed to taste your blood. And Dracula AD 1972. I actually heard, here's a little tidbit about that one, that Dracula AD 1972 is, I don't know if it's Tim Burton's favorite movie or one of his favorite movies. Either way, I think it's fantastic. These all star Christopher Lee. I don't really know these movies. I really feel guilty, especially about not having seen Dracula AD 1972, especially considering the fact that I love the 1970s, and I'd love to see Dracula hanging out with some 1970s people. And I did watch House of Dracula, but it was a really long time ago. I don't remember it, so I gotta watch this sometime soon. Look, when you open it, it's like this. There's more than one disc, and the discs are dual-sided. So, Dracula's collection. Okay, this one's zombie-themed. This one has 4 movies, and they're called Dead and Gone, Boy Eats Girl, not Boy Meets Girl, Boy Eats Girl, so it's romantic, Return of the Living Dead 3, and Return of the Living Dead Necropolis. So the reason I bought this was for Return of the Living Dead 3. I'm a huge fan of Return of the Living Dead Parts 1 and 2, and I watch those two particular movies over and over and over and over again. And I know that Part 3 is also very beloved, but I have to admit that I don't have this relationship with Part 3 that I did with Part 1 and Part 2. Mostly because I had actually seen parts of Part 3 on cable when it was newer, and it was so different from Part 1 and 2, because Part 1 and Part 2 are so funny, and that's what I like about them. So I always just kind of stood away from it because it wasn't funny. But I couldn't help myself. So I got this one, I finally watched Return of the Living Dead Part 3, and it's not bad. I know there's probably some people out there right now who are like, not bad, it's awesome. That's great that you think that. I'd love to think that. I should watch it some more. Maybe it'll grow on me. I know that this girl who's got the body modifications of all this weird stuff on her is very popular. You know what's I noticed about the Return of the Living Dead movies is that, at least, no, I'd say most of them, they all seem musical to me. Like the first one's like a punk rock one, and the second one's like a really heavy metal one with a theme. This one's the early 90s, so I guess this one's like the grunge one, or the alternative one. And then, not so much Necropolis, but there's another one called Rave to the Grave. I think that would be like the techno one. So, there you go. All the Return of the Living Dead movies are musical. And here we go. Look, it's got its own disc, and then this one has its own disc, and then this one's dual-sided. Ooh. 13. Lucky number 13. Horror Collection, okay. This one has The Pit and the Pendulum. That is a Stuart Gordon film. Stuart Gordon, who directed Reanimator. And it has Lance Henriksen in it. So that's got to be one of the main reasons why I bought this. Meridian. I'm going to talk about Meridian a little later, because I actually have another set that has Meridian on it. There's a film called Immortality. There's a film called Roman. Roman is actually one of the main reasons I got this movie, because Roman is like a low-budget slasher film, serial killer type movie. But what's really cool about Roman is that it's directed by Angela Bettis, starring Lucky McKee, it's usually the opposite. Lucky McKee is a film director that has made movies with Angela Bettis, most famously the film May. So there's a switcheroo going on there. Subspecies is on there. Actually, one of the movies that was inspired me to get this was Subspecies, and that's a Full Moon Entertainment, Charles Band, low-budget vampire film. The Reflecting Skin, Wes Craven presents Dracula 2 Ascension, Wes Craven presents Dracula 3 Legacy. Those are two movies I got it for also because I have Dracula on another one, Dracula 2000. Bloodstone, Subspecies 2, Vampire Journals, Rowing with the Wind, Vampageddon. Hello, that is a dope title, right? Vampageddon. And The Satanic Rites of Dracula, which also has Christopher Lee. I actually did watch that. That movie is kind of funny because of the way he dies at the end. He just gets like caught in the bushes. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty silly. Okay, we are moving on. Oh wait, how did we get 13 movies on here? Like this, that's how. You know the quality suffers if you just keep cramming movies onto disc. But that's what do you expect for $5? For a film pack? Okay, so we have here My Best Friend's a Vampire. That's a funny 80s movie. And it's got that guy from House on it. House's friend. And then Slaughter High. Oh my god. Have you seen Slaughter High? I love this movie. It's an 80s slasher revenge movie where the nerd gets picked on and then he lures them back for like a high school reunion and kills them. So it's kind of like National Lampoon's Class Reunion, but not funny. Or at least not funny on purpose. On a side note, see Class Reunion. That movie is great. Repossessed with Leslie Naked Gun Nielsen as the Exorcist. And Linda Blair, who's got no shame. She got to eat too. It's like a spoof, like a Airplane / Naked Gun spoof on exorcisms. I guess specifically The Exorcist. And Ned Beatty's in this. Wait, when I was a kid, there was this scene that I thought was really funny, where his wife has a dog, and Ned Beatty goes to pet the dog or something, and the dog snaps at him and he, because he's like a preacher, he's on TV, and the dog's like, he's like, hey, little, whatever the dog's name is, and the dog's like, bark! And Ned Beatty goes, why, you little shit! And then the audience goes, oh! And he goes, zoo, shih tzu, it's a shih tzu. It's funny. Okay, Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, better watch out. Okay, this is actually better than you might think it is, and as a Twin Peaks fan, I was really tickled when I saw this that there's a lot of people from Twin Peaks in this movie. Like, you watch this, and it was kind of done when they made Twin Peaks. Like, Twin Peaks is done, a lot of those actors maybe wasn't getting work, and this guy's a Twin Peaks fan. Is like, I'm making a movie, I'm going to just invite all these Twin Peakers in it. So that's cool. You get a kick out of seeing them. And Bill Moseley's in it. You love Bill Moseley, don't you? Dog will hunt. And it's better than Part 2, which I hate. I hate Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. That's the worst sequel of all time. Midnight Horror. By the way, this is how you do it. 2-sided disc. Midnight Horror Movies, 8-pack. This has Haunting of Winchester House. Never heard of it. Autumn. Never heard of it. Dollman. Actually have this on another disc that has Dollman, Demonic Toys, and Dollman vs. Demonic Toys. Mother's Day Massacre. Never heard of it, didn't watch it. Children of the Corn 5, Fields of Terror. I actually have this on the Children of the Corn set. That sucks, as do most of them, except for Urban Harvest. That one's really good. I like Part 3. In the Dead of Winter. Never heard of it. The Ginger Dead Man 2. That's a funny title. Oh no, it's the Ginger Dead Man 2, The Passion of the Crust. No shame. The reason I bought this is for Ghoulies 4. I love Ghoulies. I have a set that has Ghoulies, Ghoulies 2, and Ghoulies 3. Ghoulies Go to College, which is one of the greatest titles in cinema history. Ghoulies 4, the movie with no ghoulies. There's no actual, like, ghoulies are like puppet demons, you know? Like, they're demons, but they're made with puppets. There's no puppet demons, like little people in costumes. They don't look anything like the ghoulies. Bought this in the grocery store. I specifically remember paying for this, and the lady who was ringing me up, she's like, she grabs it and she looks at it, and she's like staring at the cover before she like continues to like ring me up. And I felt the need to talk to her. I was like, I'm actually getting that for Ghoulies 4. No response. She's just all. Ghoulies 4 sucks. Alright, here we go. Now I'm going to talk about Meridian. Midnight Horror Collection. Oh wait, how do you get these? Like these. The Midnight Horror Collection comes with Prom Night, which is a good movie, actually kind of a good movie. Some people might find it dull. I think it's got great dancing in it. That's a weird thing to say about a horror film, but if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I Am Omega, which I think is like the I Am Legend Richard Matheson book that's been done a couple times. I Am Legend with Will Smith. Omega Man with Charlton Heston's actually pretty good. And The Last Man on Earth, which is with Vincent Price. I actually like that one a lot. That's my favorite one of the I Am Legend adaptations. The Legend of Sorrow Creek, excuse me, never heard of it. Below, never heard of it. Demonic Toys, we just talked about that. Decadent Evil, never heard of it. Evil Bong with Tommy Chong. I've heard of it, I haven't even watched it yet. And Meridian. Meridian is, speaking of Twin Peaks, it's an early 90s low-budget monster movie with Sherilyn Fenn from Twin Peaks, and who plays Audrey Horne. And I had heard through the grapevine that she's nude in this movie, so that's actually why I bought this. And she is, in fact, nude. And it's the best $5 you'll ever spend. Because she's more than $5 sexy, right? Okay. Here we go. My last two. You'd think, like, why is he saying two? Wouldn't he wait till he say my last one? Well, after I announce what's on these, you'll see why I kind of consider these like a companion piece set. So this one's called, this is Horror Collection. Oh wait, how do you do these? These. Like you care! I care. Okay, so Horror Collection has 6 movies on it. Blood Diner, Parents, Earth Girls Are Easy, Sundown, The Vampire in Retreat, which I already have as a standalone disc, Fido, which I already have as a standalone disc, and Boy Eats Girl, which I have another set. Okay, so I really got this for Blood Diner, Parents, and Earth Girls Are Easy because Julie Brown is in it, and she's trapped in the body of a white girl. Okay, so let me get back to this in a second. Horror collection, 8 movie pack. This has Waxwork, which I already had. 976 Evil 2. Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College. That's worth the price of admission right there. The Unholy, Chud 2, which is actually known as Chud 2, Bud the Chud. Chud movie with no Chud in it. Just like Ghoulies 4. Ghoulies movie with no Ghoulies. Chopping Mall, that's a great title. Instead of Shopping Mall, it's Chopping Mall. Ooh, look, Slaughter High is back. And Class of 1999. Okay, so, here's the thing. First of all, I read in a magazine, it was Horror Hound actually, that announced a lot of movies that were never ever available on DVD before, which included Chud 2, I think The Unholy, Blood Diner, Parents, that they were available on these sets. And I actually went to Walmart and went to the $5 bin and dug and couldn't find it. And I was really disappointed, and I just said, "Ah, forget it." And I walked around the store just shopping, like, well, I'm already here, I may as well look around. And then I was like, oh, I'm here, I shouldn't give up. I'll just try again. And I went back and I dug some more because it's just a chaotic mess, and I actually found them both. So I felt really good about myself. And for those of you that collect Blu-rays, Vestron is doing these limited edition, very collectible Blu-rays of Blood Diner, Parents, Chud 2, The Unholy, Chopping Mall, and these are very popular right now. And they're kind of pricey, but they're all available on these like $5 disc. And this is what they look like inside, and they're really, really cool. I like Ghoulies 3. I think Ghoulies 3 is really funny, and I actually like a lot of these movies. I like 976 Evil 2. I think that's kind of fun. The Unholy has its moments. Chud 2 is funny just because Garrett Graham's in it, and he's terrific. And Sundown's got Bruce Campbell, and Blood Diner's really, really wild and funny, and Parents has Randy Quaid. So, I mean, he's good. That's my film pack collection. Thanks for spending time with me today. Don't forget to subscribe to Isaac's Haunted Beard on YouTube, and follow Isaac's Haunted Beard on Twitter at Isaac's Haunted Bee. Thank you. Bye-bye.